What is good, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. I hope your Sunday is going okay. Mine is going great. So let's go ahead and get into this news. So, I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep it up here, guys. Okay, so NBA Live, as you guys all know, NBA Live is back for some reason, and they're going up against the behemoth of NBA 2K. Now, this year they got James Super Beard Fear the Beard Harden on the cover, and there's a problem though if you're a Nintendo fan at least. There is no Nintendo Switch version of this game as far as with what EA is doing. Remember, NBA Live is EA and 2K is like Visual Concepts, and that's like Take-Two and all of that. So they're separate, alright? So NBA Live is back after having some rough patches over the past couple years with their versions. Now, DualShocker spoke to one of the producers of the game, and they went over a bunch of stuff with NBA Live 18, and this game is going to be $40 on PS4 and Xbox One. As of right now, I don't think there's going to be a PC version of the game. However, the reason why I'm talking about this, I don't care about NBA Live. I used to play it when I was a kid. It was great on the Super Nintendo. I don't play NBA Live anymore, but the guys over there at DualShockers did ask them, like, hey, do you guys have any plans to bring the NBA Live series to the Nintendo Switch? And here is what they had to say on the matter. Quote, potentially, yes. For this year, we are focusing on Xbox One and PS4, but that will be a focus for NBA Live. As far as in the future, potentially coming over to the Nintendo Switch. So the fact that they are potentially thinking about bringing it to the Switch, which has caused some people to think that EA is leaning more towards supporting the Nintendo Switch. But I have to say this because it's EA, because we've seen what they've done before. We've seen what they've done with Nintendo systems, and what type of support are Nintendo fans going to get from EA, even if the Nintendo Switch was super successful. Like, I'm pretty sure they're going to throw us some games here and there, like NBA Live, but are they going to bring other things? And that's where I just can't trust EA. I know with the Wii U, they came out pretty strong, but it was like false strong, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't actually the real deal when it came to each one of those games. You look at like Madden, that was gimped on the Nintendo Wii U. Obviously, that was just like, that did not have the newest engine. There was all sorts of issues. It ran worse than the PS3 and Xbox 360, yada yada yada. Now, if you move over to like Mass Effect, of course, that was full price, $60, not even having all the content on there. And then, of course, on the PS3 and Xbox 360 and PC, you can get the full trilogy for $60, the same price. So they kind of sabotaged their own game. And then would you have FIFA? FIFA was just kind of just a rehash and not really that good either. The only quality game out of there was probably Need for Speed. So EA did 4 games and only one of them was pretty quality on there. All the other ones were just kind of meh to, yeah, overpriced. So I'm not sure about EA. I don't trust EA. I wouldn't buy NBA Live. I know they're trying to undercut them and price at $40, but yeah, I just don't see people leaving NBA 2K, which has pretty much been the pinnacle of basketball in terms of what people like. Probably since like 2007, 2008. I'm pretty sure since then that's when the reins kind of switched over and the NBA 2K series really got like super popular. I know I personally started playing NBA 2K back in 2K5. Yeah, NBA 2K5, because that was like $20 and they undercut EA. So, I mean, that's where I made this, which I was like, what, $20? I'm out. I completely moved from NBA Live. I think I played NBA Live 2005, yeah, with Carmelo Anthony on the cover. They had a pretty cool dunk contest in that, though. The dunk contest in there was actually really awesome. But that's when I kind of just skedaddled over to the other side. So let me know what you guys think about this. Would you be excited for an NBA Live coming to the Nintendo Switch in the future? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the next article here. The developers behind RIME, Tequila Works, explains how the game got delayed for the Nintendo Switch, and I think the game just in general, and they will include in-game achievements on the Nintendo Switch as far as the system goes. So with yesterday's announcement of RIME's Switch release date, we wanted to take a moment to update all of you on what's going on behind the scenes with the development of the game, why we couldn't release this version in May with the other platforms, and what we're doing to maintain platform parity. It's a lot to cover, so let's dive in. First, some history. The decision to go multi-platform was made a few months before it was announced last year. At that time, work was only underway on the PC and Xbox versions of the game. The Switch SKU had not yet entered active development. Work began in earnest on the Nintendo Switch SKU in August of 2016. Given that this was a new console, we made a bunch of educated guesses as to the work of what would be involved in porting over to new hardware. Some of these predictions turned out to be right, and some of them turned out to be wrong. Unfortunately, we didn't know that they were wrong until work started to wrap up earlier this year. The end result was that the port wasn't living up to our quality standards, and that we made the decision to delay the Switch version while we figured out what it would take to get things to where they needed to be. This involved a lot of testing various approaches and rework of art content. When we finally had a path forward, it became abundantly clear that we would need to delay again. The fixes were taking a lot of time to implement. Right now, the teams at Tantalus and Tequila Works are busy optimizing shaders, fixing bugs, and getting the game ready for our submission to first-party review. It takes about 2 months when all is said and done to actually get the game on store shelves after that point. If all goes well, this will be the last time you will hear from us on this subject. On a final note, we're doing everything in our power to preserve the gameplay experience from other platforms. This means that all of the optimizations we're chasing do not involve reworking levels. We feel that this is the only viable approach for our players. RIME is a special game, and everyone should have the same experience regardless of the platform of choice. In fact, in order to ensure that the same level of narrative parity is in the game, we have built an achievement system into the game so that the significance of certain key moments is not lost. With that, we'll get back to it. We thank each of you for your patience and hope that you'll find the wait worth it when you have a chance to play RIME on the Nintendo Switch, at home or on the go, this November. So let's talk about this, because he said that work on the game actually started in August, but they necessarily didn't have the final specs of what was going on with the Nintendo Switch dev kit, so they had to make guesses. And this is what I've been trying to say with a lot of Western developers, with a lot of developers in general. Even by August 2016, they still didn't know exactly what the Switch was going to have as far as the specs and what they were doing. And this is the case for many different publishers, many different developers out there. So that's why you don't see a lot of these bigger games out on there. Just not enough time to optimize, get ready, and launch it in the following year. Look, we saw that with RIME, and this is a smaller game running on Unreal Engine 4. And they're saying that, hey, this is what happened with us. And I think that they're being truthful with this. They explained it from there, saying that the Switch SKU from August 2016, and it's a new console. And they had to make some educated guesses on how things worked out. Now, I'm not saying that that's okay or whatever, but it does take time if you have a brand new system, you're trying to optimize, you're trying to make sure that you get a great experience, because we saw what happened with the Wii U, right? The Wii U launched with a bunch of these ports, and some of them were good, and some of them were not optimized fully, and they didn't run as good as they should have ran, and people got upset. So it's okay to delay your game if you're going to optimize it and make it run better. Obviously, they were working on PS4 and Xbox One beforehand. They already have the kits. They already know what the system is all about. With Nintendo Switch, it's new, so you're going to run into those issues when developing on a new system. So that's just how it is, and that's what I was trying to let people know. There's other developers as well that just like, hey, we can't get this game out at this time. Like, it's too big. We're working way too hard. We have to optimize a bunch of things. But I think going forward, you're going to see developers, as they get more comfortable and start porting more games over, you're going to see them be able to port the games faster over to the Switch and not have any issues. It's just the first year, so these type of things do crop up here and there. So that's just kind of how they laid it out there. Are you guys excited for RIME? I know this game has been a long time coming, but I think the Nintendo Switch version will be worth it, man. You're going to have some in-game achievements built into there. You're going to be able to play it on the go or at home, and I think it's going to be a pretty good game. It got some solid review scores. It's not necessarily my cup of tea, but I know a lot of you guys out there are looking forward to it. How do you guys think RIME is going to sell on the Nintendo Switch? I know it necessarily wasn't the biggest seller on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, but do you feel that since the type of game that it is, the aesthetics and everything going on with it, do you feel that Nintendo Switch owners will be more likely to pick up this game, even though that it is kind of late? And they are pricing it a little bit more expensive, but you do get like the soundtrack CD and some stuff in there. So do you feel that this game has a chance to be successful? I would love to hear what you guys have to say on that as well. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. It really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs, in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon page, pledge any tier. Be entered in to win some awesome prizes each month. In addition to that, we have Discord voice chat and $10 prize eShop turns for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, and more. So support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace.